Hi, my name is Tuams.
Hi, my name is Ace.
We decided to create a series where we show how to package applications from A to Z using master packager software. We heard from our community that they would like to see how to package Notepad++, disable updates, add some plugins, and deploy it to Intune. Let's go.
Okay. First of all, when packaging anything, you should always be doing it on a virtual machine instead of physical PC, because when repackaging something, you need an absolutely clean PC without other software installed on it, so you do not capture files or registries from other applications that might be running in the background. So in this case, we're going to use Notepad++ as a demo application. And we're going to be using master repackager to repackage it.
So master repackager is software that can capture system changes, and the main functionality that is take these changes and convert into MSI or even MSIX installer. This functionality is available under paid version. I'm mentioning that because a lot of functionality in master packager suite is for free, but this one is paid one.
Yeah, and in these videos, we're not going to be taking it absolutely like every single detail that you need to know. We're going to keep these videos kind of short. So if you have any more questions, you can let us know. But yeah, as I said, we're not going to go into absolutely every detail. So when first packaging the application, you should install it first on a VM. Check how it works. Check if it contains an MSI inside already. Check what was the requested configuration. Check how to disable the updates and stuff like that first before trying to repackage it. And only then you can start to try to repackage it. So we have created the first snapshot now, which just makes a list of all the changes, not the changes, all of the details that are inside the operating system, all the files, all the registries. And then we can install our application. So in this case, it's going to be Notepad. Let's just go next. I agree. Leave it default. As you can see, we cannot disable the updater from here. So we're going to have to find a different way how to disable it. So let's keep it default. Let's press next. We don't want a shortcut. Let's install it. Okay, we don't want to run anything during the capture process. So let's leave it as is. Let's click on I'm done. And now it's going to create a second snapshot with all the files and registries. And it's going to compare these two and show you the difference. What are the new files? What are the new registries? And we will go through them, both of them, files first. So we're going to check what was captured to see if there are any unnecessary files captured. The cleaner your VM, the less noise you're going to have inside your package, then more clean it will be. So that is our recommendation, to use a clean VM. So let's go inside the files. And let's check what was captured. So first of all, we see program files. So Notepad++, this is related to that. A log file was excluded by default. We don't need uninstall exe anymore. Let's check under program data. So we can see that the shortcut was captured. Then we see some trash files captured. So we just exclude those. And let's check what's under app data. We're going to keep these for now. But in general, for applications, when you see anything under the user profile, I would suggest to try to not include it inside the package, because the less per user data you have inside your package, the better. It's going to be easier for you to manage and deploy. In this case, I'm going to talk about it a bit more later, but it will be required. So we're going to leave it for this package. So let's check the registries now. So we can see that context menu item was registered, and That's the Notepad++. We can see that's related to Notepad++, so we can leave those. Let's check under Windows, App Path. So yeah, that's related to Notepad. That is fine. Once again, we have the 32-bit location. I have another App Path registry and the Notepad++. So that's absolutely fine. So let's click on Next. Here we can see the build screen. It's going to say the application name. You can see if other applications were captured. In this case, it was just one application. You can see the version, the vendor. Here you can see the path where to save the MSI and a few other options how to build the cab files. So let's build the MSI. Okay, that was fine. So when we have built the MSI, we can now start to look for the configuration that we needed. So in this case, our task was to disable automatic updates and to download some plugins. So there is a trick how we can do it for Notepad++. You can disable the updates without including per user files inside the package. That would overwrite the user's configuration, for example, if you include it just as a file. So we always try to find a per system way of disabling or setting settings. So if you go inside the Notepad++ installation directory, you'll find the updater folder, and here you can find a file called GUP. So if we open it up, and we can find the download URL, if you just change it to do not download, then it will disable the automatic updates. But we need to test it and see if it works first. So let me go to update. I will make a copy of this. So let's launch Notepad.
Basically, you changed the URL that doesn't exist, right?
Yeah, something that doesn't exist, doesn't matter. So we launched Notepad++. Since we are using an older version than the latest one, we received the update pop-up. So let's press on no, close it up, and if we open it back again, we're not going to receive this pop-up for some time. So it's important to, when testing this, to remove the per user data and test again with your changes from a clean state, because you might miss this. So let's apply the file. So I have applied the XML file for the updates. Let's launch it again, and we can see no update window is displayed. And if we go under update Notepad, then it says it's not valid. So that's fine. The next task was to include some plugins. So the plugins requested to be added was the compare plugin and git SCM. So let's click on install. Let's click on yes. Yeah, and the thing is, if you, for example, would delete all this folder, then the automatic updates would not work as well. But the plugins depend on the updater exe. And if you, for example, if you just comment out this URL instead of making it a non-existent URL, then the plugins would not work as well. You would not be able to download plugins. So now we have downloaded our plugins. We can see they are displayed here to compare and get SCM. But now we need to find out where are they located. Usually as packagers, we would use tools as such as a process monitor. But we're not going to go into that now because it's a different, very lengthy topic, how to use it correctly. It might be its own completely separate video, but you can use that to find where application saves its changes. So in this case, we already know where it is. It will be under the plugins folder, and here we have the two folders, the compare and the git SCM folder. So, okay, let's open up the MSI we created, and we will need to add the plugins, and we will need to add the updater file. So let's open it up with master packager. So this is the view you will see when you open it up first. It's an overview of the MSI. So on the left side, you see all these different sections that correspond to different things inside the package. You will see a number, how many things are within that section. So in this case, we want to add some more files. So let's go to the files section. Let's find the empty ones. So we wanted to update the update file, replace it. So let's click on update existing files. Press build now. It will replace that file. And now we need to add these two. So let's go into the plugins. And we will need to just drag and drop them inside. Press build now. And that's it. But there was one more thing that I mentioned about this update folder, that if you would go to the updater and delete this folder as I showed before, then some application, some stuff would be missing. So when Notepad++ is installed initially, it will include these user defined languages, which are these ones, I think, Markdown and the Markdown dark mode. So if you do not include those per user files, you will just be missing those predefined languages. So if you want them, you can keep them. If you don't, it's fine as well if you don't include those files. But we usually try to keep the application in the same way that the original installed. We try to package it the same way that that it was installed already. So so in this case, what we would need to do to get these files to install from the system account, we would need to move them to different folders. So let's create a new folder under the Notepad++ installation directory. Let's call it configuration. And let's just move this Notepad++ folder inside there. Then we would need to use a predefined custom action that allows us to copy files or folders to all user profiles from the system account, even to new user profiles that didn't exist before the installation. So we can press on add. We need to select what we're going to copy. So we choose the folder that we just moved, the Notepad++, and we don't need a subfolder. So it's going to be copied under update roaming, and it will copy that folder under update roaming. So that's fine. Yep. And we still need to clean up one more thing, because we included per user files. By default, MSI will create registries for each per user component. So these are not required anymore because we moved the folder to a persistent location, so we can just delete those and that will be fine. However, there is still one more thing to be done. On Windows 11, we have the new context menu. When you right click on files, you didn't see the old one, you see the new one. And the only way to get the context menu in there is to use an MSIX package that Notepad++ installs. And when you repackage it to an MSI, the MSIX package will not be captured. And you must be careful of this to see if it was captured or see if it was included or not. So in this case, we know that it does have a MSIX package. And we have a new predefined action that allows us actually to install MSIX packages. So we're going to have one action to install it and one to uninstall it. So let's find the package. So we have the context menu folder, we have the MSIX, and then we need to specify the external location as well. So it's going to be the same folder that the MSIX is located at. And we need to add one for uninstall. So let's select the same MSIX package. So this will allow you to install the MSI, and it will install the MSIX as well with a custom action, but it will do so from the system account to all users, because by default, not by default, by MSIX package installed to user profiles is not as easy to get them to install from the system account.
Dennis, I have a question.
Yep.
How about conditions? Now that MSIX package only is needed for Windows 11, right? On Windows 10, you don't get the context menu.
It can be installed on both. It should not be a problem. It will work with Windows 10 as well. It will be just displayed the same way in the old one.
Okay, so MSIX package will control legacy context menu on Windows 10 and legacy and new Windows 11 context menu on Windows 11.
Yes,
and we don't need any registries, shell registries that we previously have been using, right?
Yep.
Nice.
Okay. So we can save our MSI. That should be done for now. Everything looks fine. So before doing anything further, we need to test it, see if it's working. So I'm going to quickly boot up my Windows 11 VM. I'm going to switch to that VM so we can test if the MSI works at all. Okay. Windows 11. Okay, so that is finally copied. When testing MSIs, I will always suggest to use PSAppDeployToolkit to test the installation from the system account. So, because that will emulate the same Control V is not working. So that will emulate the same process that Intune or SCCM is doing when installing your applications. And you might run into trouble if you have per user stuff inside your package when you're testing it as an user account. Something might be installed, but when you will deploy it from the deployment solution, you might have some problems. So it's best to always test it with a PSAppDeployToolkit. So we just use SI, that just means system interact, and then the default MSI installation command line. Let's use QN. Just wait a bit until it's installed. Okay, so we see exit code 0. That's good. That means that it was installed. Let me create a text document. If we right click, we see that we have the new context menu even installed from the system account. So let's check, do we have a shortcut? It's here, so let's launch it. So no update pop-up, updates are disabled, that's fine. Let's check our plugins. We have the compare, we have the git SCCM that was requested. So let's see if they're working. So let's compare. So everything is working, that's fine.
Can you install new plugins?
Sure. Let's try snippets. That's the one I use as well. Yep. So we have snippets as well now. So that
what
seems
about
to be
other moves? Other move programs?
Yep. Didn't want to do that. So let's see it here. We have it here. So that's fine. And now we can move on, I think, to the last step, which would be wrapping.
Pretty nice.
Easy. So then we're going to use another application from the Master Packager suite, which is called Master Wrapper, which uses PSAppDeployToolkit. It allows you to quickly fill in the PowerShell scripts that the toolkit uses, so you don't have to do it by hand. So you can just take the MSI, drag it and drop it. It will fill out the application information. It will as well fill in this applications to close information. So if there are multiple shortcuts inside your MSI, this list will be filled out automatically. And when the package will be deployed from a deployment system, the user will receive pop-ups to close this application before installation or during uninstallation or whatever. We can add reboot messages, etc. So let's just drag and drop again the installer. It will add the installation command line. It will add the uninstall command line, and it will add the repair command line as well. So for this case, this is all we need to do. So let's press on save. Let's create a new folder. Okay, it will ask you if you want to open the files folder. That allows you to copy the MSI inside. So, and once you have done this, you can right click on the executable, press on the PSADT to Intunewin. It will download the latest version of the Intunewin conversion tool, and it will create an Intunewin file for you. And it's as easy as that. The only thing I would recommend when doing this for Intune, I would recommend to add the service UI.exe here, which is a part of the MDT toolkit. It will allow you to have interaction from Intune. So by default, Intune does not allow applications to display pop-ups or any messages. And if you use this exe service UI, that allows you to display the process close window. So if we have already open, if you would install it, I will show you quickly how it looks like.
Yeah, I think it was pretty fast.
Yeah.
And again, you really didn't need any other software than with Master Packager. So this is what we trying to build, that you don't need anything else, nothing too expensive. You have all the tools within Master Packager toolbox. And if you need something else, it's probably something that you can get for free, like Process Monitor. That's something that all application packagers should know how to use it, and use it for finding where the configuration are stored.
Yeah.
Okay. Then, Eddie, do you have anything else?
Yeah, if you want to suggest more applications, just make sure that they are available online and free to download without any licensing restrictions. So keep that in mind if suggesting something. And yeah, we're open to questions and your comments.
Hope you enjoy it and learn something new.
Yeah.
Bye.
Thanks for watching. Bye.